What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today we're going to look at how to solo Dragon Soul. Now, this is going to be a two-part video. The entire thing was going to be like 40 minutes long, and I did not want to do a straight 40-minute video. So basically, I'm going to be doing this mostly as Prot. I'm going to be doing Deathwing as Fury. Now, I could just like go in apeshit ninja fuck and just kill these bosses in a couple of seconds as Fury. But I don't really think that's going to help you guys learn anything because, I mean, like there'd just be no reason to do that. Like, I'm not going to get too specific. It would not be helpful for a lot of people. So anyway, a lot of people have a prot spec or some kind of way to tank it or whatever else, but not a lot of people are 580 geared DPS warriors. Anyway, for Morchok, there are going to be two things that you really need to watch out for, and well, mainly one thing, which is the stomp. Now, the stomp is going to do a lot of damage, as you guys can see. That one did 300,000 damage to me, and so you need to find ways to use some sort of cooldown to mitigate the stomp. Now, as a tank, I felt that this boss was fairly easy to do. Now, I heard that doing him on heroic was actually pretty hard, and I watched a video on a warrior doing it, so it is possible. But I personally am probably not going to try it until the next expansion. Now, basically, as you guys can see, I mean, this is really not... There's never really going to be a point where I'm going to die, or I'm going to even come close to dying. This is what I was going to say later. Whenever he does this black blood phase, you can just stay in and DPS him. It does like basically nothing really, and I mean, if you're in any position to be able to soak the stomps, you're going to be able to take all of the black blood stacks. As you guys can see, I'm only taking like 20k damage per second or something like that, so it's really not that big of a deal. Anyway, you just pretty much always want to have some sort of a defensive up for the stomps after about the second one, because that's at that point you'll probably be getting kind of low in health, and you need some sort of a cooldown. The only other thing that's really even notable for this boss is that Morchok does enrage whenever he gets like 20% and he starts doing more damage. It's not really something that you really need to worry about at all, honestly. It's just something that you need to be aware of, and just so you kind of know what's going to happen, you know what I mean? And what are those things? The resonating crystals. Basically, whenever those go off, they'll do a little bit of damage and knock you back, but it's never going to be anything to really cause you any problems. Now, that stomp, that was a pretty heavy stomp because he also debuffs your armor, and so you're going to be taking a lot more damage if that armor stack goes up. One thing that you don't really need to worry about is like kiting him around for the armor stack to go away. Almost always he's going to go ahead and let the armor stack fall off whenever he does his black blood phase, and so you really don't have to worry about that as much as you would. As you can see there, his hands got red, which usually is the default Warcraft enrage visual. And so, as you guys can see, he's really not going to be doing that much more damage to me. It's just, it was more of an issue back in the day. But you just stand here and kill him. In terms of difficulty, this can be one of the harder ones if you're an under-geared tank and you're not able to survive the big stomps. But other than that, you really should have almost no trouble killing this boss. It's really not that big of a deal. If you're a DPS class, you might have some trouble, but you know, I'll leave that to you guys to figure out how exactly to do it for each and every class. I can't really, you know, show you each one. But anyway, so then we'll move on to Zon'ozz. Now, Zon'ozz is extremely easy to do as a warrior. A warrior can actually solo 25-man heroic Zon'ozz, because basically as his damage ramps up, so does your vengeance. And as your vengeance ramps up, so does your shield barrier. Now, you can try and do some kind of a weird thing where you're bouncing the ball back and forth to him. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I didn't really feel that it was necessary or needed. I also like it's just kind of hard to do, and so anyway, I mean, if you guys want to do that, you can, but it is, you know, kind of hard to micromanage. So basically, he's going to be doing more damage over time. He has a lot of health, and so you really should kind of plan for, if you are a warrior, you know, this is going to be, you're going to be here for the long haul. And I mean, not the long haul, like I don't even know how long this is. I think I sped up the video. I don't know, it took a few minutes to kill him. But anyway, I was definitely ahead of the enrage. And you guys will see on my shield barrier there, you know, as you'll see, like it'll become stronger and stronger because basically his stack will get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. But rest assured, you know, even though I will be taking huge hits, I will be just fine. But anyway, as I said before, if you're not able to withstand the hits, you should try and kind of hit the balls into him and keep him in his like transition phases. You see there, he just put down a ball. Now I didn't really try that at all because I didn't really think I'd need to. But for other classes, you guys probably should. But luckily for warriors, this is probably the easiest boss to solo in this entire area, and it's also one of the most fun. As well as a prot warrior, as a DPS warrior, it might be a little bit more difficult. Whenever he knocks you up in the air like that, you will take fall damage whenever you come down, and so you want to make sure that you have some sort of, I don't know, like I use charge, and if I didn't have charge up, I would have used heroic leap, you know. And I think every class has some sort of way to mitigate that. And as you can see, like he's starting to kind of do some real damage, some man damage. And so I'm going to start kind of just spamming shield barrier, or not spamming it, but you know, keeping it up for the entire time. And I have the 2-piece bonus for my warrior for prot, and so every single time I block something with a shield barrier, 30% of the damage that I take is healed back to me. And so you'll see, like, I mean, I just start doing some really serious fucking damage, and I'm healing to full health. Like, I mean, I feel like the biggest fucking boss when I'm doing this boss. It's kind of redundant. Like, I feel really good when I kill this boss because, you know, I'm just, like, blocking these huge attacks and, you know, critting them for, like, 1,000,000, and, oh, it was awesome. I was like, actually, that was, like, one of the main reasons why I wanted to go and do this video. It's just so I could do this boss because I saw a video of a guy doing it, and I wanted to see if I could do it myself. But as you can see here, I'm at full health, and he's doing a lot of damage. As you guys can see, he's taking down my shield barrier very quickly. Like, each hit that he's doing is doing like 50,000 damage, but I'm still at full health, not taking any damage at all. Basically, it's just important, like, as I said, as a warrior, just to always keep up shield barrier. I don't really ever think that you need to do shield block at all. Personally, just because I just think the spell is useless. And there, as you saw there, I stopped using shield barrier, and I just started dying extremely quickly. And so that's what will happen. You've always got to be ready for that. There he is. He's dead. Pretty easy fight. You know, knock the balls into him if you need to, but if you don't, just sit there and take the hits and, you know, get vengeance stacked up as high as you can if you're a tank. Now, this is probably the easiest boss in here, no matter who you are. Now, this guy is just a fucking joke, Yor'sahj. Now, you can go kill the, what are they called? I don't know, the globs, I guess you could say. Whenever he does his like transition and he summons 3 globs, I opted to not kill any of them. And the reason for that is that any extra damage on me was good damage because I just wanted to kill him really fast. And I was in no position to ever die. If you're a caster, you might want to try and kill the blue one if it pops up. And let me think. That's one of the main ones. It's kind of an issue. If you're a healer, you want to kill the purple one. And the green one just puts poison around. That doesn't really do much. The red one doesn't really do much. The yellow one, again, doesn't really do much. The black one summons ads. For a lot of classes, ads can somehow enhance their single target DPS, like with an enhancement shaman, or sorry, an elemental shaman. You're able to, you know, fulminate all the time. But as you can see here, I'm just letting all of them hit him. But if you do want to go kill them, they only have like 2 million health or something, I think. And so it's really not an issue to go kill them if you want. As you can see, they're the lads. And also he stacks a debuff on you. And basically the debuff just does more damage over time. And so if you're a tank, one thing that would be good is to kind of use all of your cooldowns towards the end of each phase whenever your debuff is as high as possible. So you can get as much vengeance as you can. But that's kind of just like a meta thing. Honestly, this boss, if you just fight this boss for, I don't know, like 5 minutes, he'll probably fall over and give you some loot. He's extremely easy to solo, especially if you kill one of the globs, if you're not able to intake the damage, if you're not a tank, or, you know, let's say you're like a hunter or something like that. And basically, that's honestly pretty much it. So for the next, I don't know, like 2 minutes, I'm probably just going to talk about random things until the next boss comes up. But yeah, anyway, like, I actually had a pretty high parse on this boss in Dragon Soul, and I was pretty proud of that. I think I was like rank 7 or something like that for Fury Warriors, and they're not those Arms Warriors back then, the real spec. But that was quite a while ago, and you guys know how well Arms is, or how good Arms is right now, and so it's always fun to go back here because like Dragon Soul was one of the first like tiers that I had absolute full perfect best in slot. So it was like kind of like a cool, I don't know, like feeling that like every single item, like you had every single good item in the game. You know what I mean? And so like I couldn't go to Dragon Soul and get upgrades. I couldn't go anywhere and get upgrades because I had them all. I had all of the upgrades. And honestly, like that happened to me once before in Season 3 in Burning Crusade, and it was actually one of the only times I really strongly considered quitting the game because I had accomplished everything in the game and there was really nothing left for me to do. And at the same time in Dragon Soul, I had already like gotten a pretty high RPG rating, like over 2400, and so I had all of the PvP gear. Also, I had 2 sets of it. I had like, PvP tanking or like flag carrying gear and normal gear, and so I mean, I have fond memories of Dragon Soul, but if you've ever been in a position where you already have everything and you're just sitting there waiting for, I don't know, like I mean, in this case, a new expansion to come out or whatever else, it can be kind of boring. And so sometimes getting what you want isn't always what you want to get. So I didn't really think that one through. I think it kind of makes sense, but. Anyway, this guy's almost dead, thank God. Another thing that you might want to know if you're a healer is that basically, whenever he gets the purple debuff, he'll put a stack on you, and if you heal yourself 5 times, the stack will explode for a little bit extra damage. It's not really anything you have to worry about. Oh, and the mana void. Let me explain that. I think that actually does kind of matter. Mana void, if you're a caster, it drains literally all of your mana. It takes your mana to 0. And then you have to kill it and you stand under it and it gives your mana back. And so it's kind of an interesting mechanic. I like the mechanic. I thought it was pretty cool. But at the same time, you just kind of want to be aware of it. And as a caster, I would probably always kill the blue one if it popped up over anything else. Just because it's kind of an annoyance and you don't really want to. Because if you're not under it and you kill it, then bad things happen. You don't get your mana back. Not bad things happen. It's a very specific thing that happens. Now Hagara is really easy to solo, and I could show you guys the easy way, but instead of showing you guys the easy way, I'm going to show you guys the hard way. Now the easy way is you just go in there and fucking kill her. That's it. Okay? Easy. Alright. Now we're going to go in the hard way. And as you can see, her axes have frost around them. They have like ice around them, and that's because basically her axes will have lightning on them if she's going to go into her lightning phase next, and they'll have frost on them if she's going to go into her frost phase. Now you need them to have frost on them because you need to actually go through 2 phases, and you're going to wait through the entire lightning phase. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. Now basically all this is just, it doesn't even matter. You just get her down as far as you can. Personally, I probably should have used my cooldowns, but then she'll go into her frost phase, and you just go around and kill these as fast as you can. It's not really a big deal. They have very low health. You can even run through the ice walls. If you're a DPS, I don't really suggest that, and I don't think they really gave me any vengeance, so I was a little disappointed there, but it's not really an issue either way. But anyway, so whenever you kill off, oh yeah, that's right, that thing didn't die. As you can see there, it does like 100,000 damage, but it's not really giving me any vengeance or anything like that, so whatever. And whenever you break her out of a phase, she'll be stunned. And so anyway, whenever she's stunned, you want to pop all your cooldowns and DPS her down. I think it's like pretty much on par because obviously she takes more damage, but you're not going to have your trinkets up. And you can't item swap them for to reset the ICD. It won't work. But anyway, that's kind of meta stuff, and so we're not going to worry about that too much. Now here, I'm just burning her down because after this, she's going to go into her lightning phase. Now I actually cannot finish her lightning phase on my own because I just can't. You need multiple people to do it, and so it's only me. And so basically, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to just stand there and wait it out. And what's shitty about that is you have to wait for 5 minutes. Now, I mean, don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to speed it up. It's not even going to be a big deal. But is really, really annoying to do, and especially because I wiped on it the first time because I didn't know, because like she enrages at the end, and it's all kinds of bullshit. And as you guys can see, she's going into her lightning phase, and there's a little lightning elemental, and you just kill that any day now. There we go, and he's dead now. And I'm standing next to this thing here because my second wind is going to heal me up to full. Okay, or it's not going to heal me up to full. It's going to heal me at 35%. And basically, having this thing attack me is going to give me about 2,000 or 3,000 more vengeance than if I didn't have it attacking me. And so basically, I'm just adding damage onto the boss for a trade of nothing. And so that's why I'm standing next to it. And you actually wait for this water shield to go all the way down. And after that happens, you basically just DPS her down. Now, she will enrage between the... after this, she'll enrage before she goes into her next frost transition. And so you definitely want to be ready for that enrage to happen because, I mean, this is not like, like a Burning Crusade enrage. Like, she does do some real damage. And I almost died. Like, I did die the first time because I wasn't ready for it. I didn't pop enough cooldowns. And I was just, like, kind of derping around. But anyway, so you'll see that here in a minute. Not me dying, but me dealing with it. And I pretty much just plan to pop all the cooldowns and not really worry about it. If you're a little bit less geared, I would say to just kite around. Like if you're Paladin, just pop bubble, etc., etc., etc. And also another thing is she doesn't actually take extra damage whenever she just finishes this. She's not stunned because you didn't do anything to her. She just finished the cast, and she's just going to run back to you. And anyway, so then you just pretty much keep on DPSing her. You want to get her like pretty low because basically you have to be able to kill her by the time she gets out of her next stun phase. And I'll show you guys that in just a second. Anyway, so as you can see, the enrage is coming up pretty soon here, and I'm just kind of popping shield wall to get as many passive heals or whatever as I can, just so I can have kind of a I don't know, like a little bit of leeway whenever my all my cooldowns fall off and the berserk is coming up. So here's the berserk, and I'm getting ready to pop all my cooldowns, and as you'll see, she'll do a lot of damage to me, but I can pretty much negate it, no problem. And because of vengeance is, works very well with warriors. But yeah, I mean, like I was taking man damage there. And anyway, so then you have to survive it until she does this phase, basically. And you want to try to not take any damage here. And the reason for that is if you kill her very quickly without taking any damage, you'll be able to take your vengeance and actually deal it back to her. As you can see, I'm just doing ridiculous damage because I have the vengeance of, tanking an enraged raid boss. And so anyway, I kill all of them, and you'll see here, oh yeah, I got a fucking, God, I hate that thing. Anyway, as you see here, then she's stunned, and I have until this stun wears off to kill her, and or until my cooldowns wear off, but I already used them, and that's it. So, thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.